On this episode of Carpe Diem, destination Abbotsford, BC.
Take it easy on me.
Where the city turns into the countryside.
Point out to them.
Learn from the locals.
Maybe you can teach me how to pick a perfect strawberry.
Drink their wine.
Thank you for this treat. Thank
Experts Heather McGilvery, Craig Nichols, and Parm Sidhu talk travel Zoomer style.
Carpe Diem. Seizing the day for Canadians as we age.
Welcome. Today we're talking about a gorgeous destination, Abbotsford, BC. And I've gathered a panel of experts who tell us all that city has to offer. But first, we asked, what do you know about Abbotsford, BC?
Do you ever think of going to Abbotsford?
Well, not unless I have to. I have a friend that lives in Abbotsford, but I've only been out there maybe like once.
Here's a piece of trivia. Do you know how many wineries there are in Abbotsford?
No, I have no idea.
I'll guess 2. 6.
I'm going to say 100 wineries.
I've heard about the wineries, but never tried it. Maybe I should go.
I do visit Fieldhouse Brewing when I go through there because it's just fun. It's a nice place.
I mean, it is kind of in the Bible Belt, so there's probably not a lot of drinkers out there.
Does that surprise you?
No, it doesn't surprise me. I think Abbotsford, for a lot of people that grew up in Vancouver, it's a place that you drove through perhaps on your way to the interior or to go somewhere else, not necessarily to get off the highway and go explore. And I think also, again, for people that have been here for a long time, Abbotsford was always seen as being really far away.
Parm, you're from Abbotsford. How did that make you feel?
Yeah, I was raised in Abbotsford as well, so I've seen that shift, and where Abbotsford's becoming more and more prominent. People are getting off the highway, pulling in, having a meal, and carrying on, coming out for some of the events that are held in Abbotsford.
Yeah, and so Heather, that gives you the knowledge that you have a lot more work to do for some of the people out there.
Well, British Columbia residents who do travel within the province, actually the highest visitation, overnight visitation, is to this region, including Abbotsford. So we're on the right track.
And of course, we have your airport. Dean Atwell went to the airport. So let's watch this video. He's going to take us on a tour.
Let's get the same security call for all guests on WestJet Flight 176.
Nestled in the heart of the Fraser Valley, Abbotsford International Airport prides itself in offering solutions and low-cost airlines to residents from across the Lower Mainland. It's a strategy that has saw record-breaking growth over the past few years.
This is an airport that the city of Abbotsford purchased from the federal government 22 years ago for $10. It lost money every year. We turned it into an airport today that is accommodating 850,000 people. We make millions of dollars a year. We've invested $75 million in this airport since we've taken it over.
How convenient is it for you to use this airport here in the Fraser Valley?
Well, considering it's a hell of a lot cheaper to fly in from to this airport, it's great, yeah.
It's more convenient.
And it's not that far to drive from Vancouver to get here, and it has a more old-fashioned feel.
The valley's expanding, and for us, it was great.
It's working well, and we will come again.
Well, we've had, in the last 2 years, 50% growth. And I will not be shocked if we push through 1 million passengers. We have the largest aerospace cluster, I believe, in Western Canada is situated at this airport. Chinook Helicopters is here, Conair Aviation is here, firefighting experts, world-renowned, Cascade Aerospace. These are all companies that we want to see them expand and bring more high-paying jobs to the city.
I live in Abbotsford. I've grown up here my whole life. I've seen, this airport go from one terminal now to 2 terminals. You've seen a lot more businesses come to Abbotsford now. I think it's just going to be good for the city in general.
As the population of the Lower Mainland continues to move eastward, the airport here is set to soar.
What would you say the most improved service that the Abbotsford Airport has done in the last 10 years?
Well, I think in the last couple of years, the biggest service that we provided is the airlines and Swoop and WestJet and Flair Airlines and Air Canada are offering more point-to-point service. So you can go to Winnipeg multiple times a week. You can go to Hamilton, London daily, Edmonton, Calgary. So a lot more direct routes within our major markets of Canada, and there's now some sun destinations as well.
Well, I went to Abbotsford, but I took a road trip, and when we come back, I'm going to take you with me.
Still ahead on Carpe Diem.
Abbotsford is wine country. The Fraser Valley is a dynamic wine region perfect for growing cold climate white grapes.
Carpe Diem. Seizing the day for Canadians as we age.
Welcome back. In this segment, we'll explore some of what Abbotsford has to offer, we'll tour award-winning wineries, and enjoy the great outdoors. Now, Craig, I just wanted to ask you, how has Abbotsford embraced all this tourism?
I think the main thing we're seeing is it's this next generation of farmers, this younger generation that is taking over more of the operation, the day-to-day operation of the farms. And they're doing it with a tourism mindset. They're doing it with an experiential mindset of how do we create our farm or run our farm that actually allows and encourages people to come in and see what we're doing and test what we're doing.
That's quite the trend, right? People want to have experiential travel now.
Absolutely.
Especially as we age, like Zoomers, right?
Absolutely, it's so true. I mean, we see, the younger generation moving away, having experience elsewhere, but then coming home again and wanting to return home, raise their families in Abbotsford and give back and be able to stay in the community that they grew up in.
I helped you too, because what did I do? I went to visit some of your award-winning wineries. Let's take a look at this. Abbotsford is wine country. The Fraser Valley is a dynamic wine region perfect for growing cold climate white grapes. Sandy Breweries from Brookside Inn is going to show me around.
You drive and I drink.
That's it.
That's perfect. All right, well, andiamo.
Yeah, hop on.
Our first stop is Mount Lehman Winery, a family estate famous for its breathtaking views and barrel room tastings.
My grandpa actually bought this farm back in the 1940s. Our barrel room has been converted from a cattle dairy farm to a wine fermentation room. When we first went commercial in 2009, people were like, oh, you're building a winery here. Like, that's kind of a weird business to have here in the Fraser Valley. And now they've just spread it up everywhere. And it's a very popular thing for people to do during the week and on the weekends, go wine tasting.
Can I taste your wines?
Yes, absolutely. So this has been in the barrel for 2 years. And we don't add any additives or chemicals as well to our wine.
Thank you for this treat. Thank you.
Many of Abbotsford's new wineries were once family farms, including our next destination, Seaside Pearl Winery.
It's a family-run business. My parents own the vineyard and the property. Each of the labels has some kind of significance to Abbotsford. We're a small batch winery, so when we do certain vintages and run out, we're kind of out for the following season as well. So if you really like a certain vintage, grab a lot of it as well. Yeah.
Next stop is Single Tree Winery. I wanted to ask owner Debbie, what does the name of the winery stand for?
We wanted something that spoke about family, farming, and history all at once. Single Tree, which is on the front of the labels there, is the yoke that goes across the back of the working horse in the vineyards. And it was shaped like a half moon so it didn't knock over any of the precious grapes. We showcase the Fraser Valley, has some nice acidity and fruit forwardness. Nice and refreshing for summer, eh?
Life's too short to drink bad wine.
I like that one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Isn't that a wonderful transformation of the family homestead? Juan, what do you think about that?
Well, we have a deep heritage in agriculture. The whole Fraser Valley has a very diverse economy, and agriculture is the backbone. And I grew up on the raspberry fields of Abbotsford, pick raspberries, and I've seen those fields transform into agritourism. So, agriculture will always be part of our economy here, and I think we're just doing it differently and better and vertically integrating it, and the agritourism business is only going to grow.
The Fraser Valley is 100% a burgeoning wine region and agritourism region, and we talked earlier about access. That's a big part of it. You can go from downtown Vancouver out to Abbotsford in, less than an hour.
As a Zoomer, I wanted to enjoy some soft adventure activities, and I think you'll like these. I'm back in Abbotsford and starting my day at the stunning Brookside Inn. After a hearty breakfast, I'm getting ready for a day of outdoor adventure. First up, birding.
Birding is becoming more and more popular. It's an easy hobby to do. You just need binoculars and an app like iBird Pro, and go out with a friend and you can see or hear 30, 40, 50 species in a day.
Mill Lake Park is a birder's paradise. A little bit of the country in the heart of downtown Abbotsford.
Mill Lake is a great spot in downtown Abbotsford, and it's a pleasant walk around the lake as you see a lot of different species of birds as well.
Oh, there's something swimming there. After a morning of birding, I'm ready to work up a sweat. Abbotsford has some of the best hiking in the Lower Mainland. My Zoomer guides, Tom and Colleen, are going to take me up the iconic Sumas Mountain.
Taking you up the Legs View hike, yeah, part of Sumas Mountain. It was once a biking trail, but now so many hikers all the time.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
All right, let's do it.
Take it easy on me. And this is so pretty.
I know, it's beautiful down here.
And are these trails hikeable year-round, basically?
We hike it all year round.
People wanted to come out and enjoy these trails at Sumas Mountain. Is there an app? Is there a way not to get lost if they don't have Colleen and Tom to guide them?
There's an app called Trail Forks, and so it'll show you exactly where you are. It has the name of all the trails, and so you won't get lost.
What a perfect Zoomer lifestyle, hiking on the weekend. That was a superb and gentle outdoorsy day. And Heather, that's a great attraction to our demo.
Sure. I mean, British Columbia is perfectly poised for what we call the BC effect. So our travelers want to access our wilderness, but they're still looking for that convenience as well. So we have such a plethora of true wilderness, but within easy range of an urban center. And again, Abbotsford's an example of that.
Yeah, I use our trails regularly, and they're very active and they're very safe. And there's usually lots of people, and everything is safe and efficient.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk farm to table and the growing trend of agritourism.
Still ahead on Carpe Diem.
You want to make a place that could be a legitimate stop, do your, your mini grocery shop, buy fresh, and that's what you can do here every Thursday.
Carpe Diem. Seizing the day for Canadians as we age.
Welcome back. Did you know that approximately 70% of the land in Abbotsford is located within the Agricultural Land Reserve and 65% is farmer owned? And what kind of experiences can we have in Abbotsford?
Yeah, well, we've got the Fraser Valley Tulip Trail, which is headlined by the Abbotsford Tulip Festival every spring. Abbotsford is also considered the berry capital of Canada, so you pick berries all through the summer. And then as we get into the fall, we've got apples, pumpkins, wine harvest.
I grew up on a farm in northern Spain, so during my trip to Abbotsford, I had to visit a farm. Abbotsford is a cultivated city, and the Circle Farm Tour is a great way to see it all.
Tanglebank started here 23 years ago. We loved beautiful things and loved growing plants, and we grow the garden, so there's every kind of plant, but we specialize in a lot of edible florals. We grow lilacs, roses, lavender, and then we turn those things into products that we cook in the kitchen.
And in fact, you're one of the founders of the Circle Farm Tour.
Yes, I am. It's a self-guided tour that people can come and they can enjoy. There's several farms listed and other restaurants that support those farms. And so you can come out, visit the farm, visit the farmer, take home fresh produce, enjoy the surroundings, the peace that comes with gardens and farms, and just pretend you're on your own farm without doing all the work.
Oh, yeah. My next stop on the Circle Farm Tour is Man Farms. They're famous for their farm market and a few other things as well.
We're known for food, family, and fun. We're berry farmers, so of course we have a farmer's market. We do vegetables, we do berries, which is primarily our main crop. That's how we started our business. But we also have a tourism aspect, so we have a petting zoo, we have a play area, we have a zip line, a jumping pillow. Thousands of people come every year, and they go into our field, pick some berries, they learn where their food comes from.
Well, I'm 80% city folk, so maybe you can teach me how to pick a perfect strawberry?
Sure, I would love to.
Campbell's Gold Honey Farm is a second-generation family business. I'm going to try their delicious honey products and learn everything there is to know about bees.
Obviously, we're a honey farm, so we cultivate bees and everything they need here on the farm. I think we're unique because we provide sort of calm, nature-based experiences, and we really do a lot of education about the importance of honey, pollination, and we also provide people wine made with honey, which is always a nice treat if you've never had it before. Ooh, taste the honey right out of the frame.
and then we point out to them what's on the
Now that my day is nearly over, I'm going to stop at the Thursday night farmers market where families can check out everything that's handmade and homegrown.
So it happens starting kind of in May, and it goes to basically the end of harvest, which can be sort of end of October, November kind of time frame. And then hopefully from there we've been able to do some really fun kind of Christmas markets, that kind of thing. What we're trying to do with this space is bring farms into the city to make it more accessible. Do your mini grocery shop, buy fresh, and that's what you can do here every Thursday.
The bounty of Abbotsford farms is incredible. Circle Farm Tour, we saw that, and look at this from the market. I'm so excited to take this home and cook. What about future plans, and how does the city accommodate all the expected tourism, and what is a second city?
It's one of the biggest travel trends we're seeing this year, and travelers are looking to visit destinations that are undiscovered or less visited. They're looking for that locals experience, and so part of the visitation and the rise in visitation that we're seeing is from travelers that are seeking out those experiences.
When you visit a new city, one should always ask the locals, what should I do? And so we did.
Oh, Abbotsford's got everything you want because it's nice and central.
We've got the water park, we've got everything here. I don't think people know about this place that well. There's a good beer culture here as far as I know. Fieldhouse Brewing and Ravens.
Mount Lehman.
Mount Lehman, you've been to that one.
Yes. Wineries around there, yeah.
What would you like to do in Abbotsford?
Well, like you, Carmen, I like to eat. So I love going into historic downtown Abbotsford, where some of those younger entrepreneurs we were talking about earlier have developed businesses. So Duft & Co. Bakery is, I think, one of the best on the Lower Mainland. Polyfox Bakery, the list goes on and on. It's such a great afternoon to spend shopping and eating your way around historic downtown Abbotsford.
You're my kind of girl. Parm, what should everyone do in Abbotsford?
Visit our national air show in Abbotsford International Air Show every second weekend in August. It is our national air show, and people come from all over the globe and all over Canada to come visit it. It is ranked one of the top 10 air shows in the world, so it's put Abbotsford on the map, and it's been around for a long, long time.
Yeah, I've been there. It's fantastic. There's so many things to do depending on the season, but we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll show you more about Abbotsford.
Still ahead on Carpe Diem.
We've seen a real renaissance and rejuvenation happen in this area the past 2-3 years. Got a lot of new shops opening up, a lot of younger entrepreneurs that maybe grew up in Abbotsford, moved away, but are now coming back.
Carpe Diem. Seizing the day for Canadians as we age.
It's now time to go around the table for our panel's final thoughts on why we should visit Abbotsford. What do you think, Greg?
What I've seen in the 5 years I've been there is Abbotsford is growing from a teenager into adulthood. And I think there's a subtle confidence that's being exuded by the locals. And so I think for people that haven't been to Abbotsford for a while or ever, when they come into the community, I think they're going to pick up on that Abbotsford's got a lot of good stuff going for it.
In fact, you took me on a tour of historic downtown Abbotsford, so why don't we roll that video, and I'm sure you'll want to come too. I'm in historic downtown Abbotsford. I'm going to meet some locals who are going to show me around. Apparently the thing to do here is eat and shop.
So we've seen a real renaissance and rejuvenation happen in this area the past 2-3 years, where we've got a lot of new shops opening up, a lot of younger entrepreneurs that maybe grew up in Abbotsford, moved away, but are now coming back.
Tell me a little bit about what's happening in this place.
For sure. Well, we're Duft & Co. Bakehouse. We've been here as part of some of the renaissance of the new businesses that are opening up here in the downtown core. Around the same time that we were here, there was a handful of other businesses, and over the last half of a decade, we've been very lucky to see a lot of new neighbors. The best way to find out what this town has to offer is to hit the pavement and spend a couple of afternoons just wandering around and seeing what you can find.
Old Hand Coffee is the perfect place to meet local Zoomers Tom and Colleen to get the Abbey lowdown. So Tom, what should I do downtown? What should I see?
Well, you can start off with here, having a coffee, and then you can venture around the corner, and there's a place called Habit, and there you can get a beautiful juice.
Well, there's the Yes Chef, which is a beautiful, beautiful kitchen store. It has anything you can imagine. And then there's Montreux Rose, that's just on the corner, and it is like a boutique.
I'm very curious about Polyfox and their gluten-free treats. Is it worth walking there?
Well, of course it is.
Vancouver has become quite available for gluten-free and for sort of those dietary necessities, but Abbotsford in particular was still very much lacking that business. So we took it upon ourselves to sort of be that outlet and be that resource that people still need, including myself.
Everything is made fresh in-house. Every sauce, every cookie, every ingredient.
Churro!
And the vegan apple fritter.
A touch of Spain in Abbotsford.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I love it. You know what I loved is the word Renaissance, right? What a great word for downtown Abbotsford.
Absolutely, and you know, I meet people, I meet locals, visitors all the time who have never ventured out of the downtown Vancouver core, and here we are only an hour into the Fraser Valley, and there's this whole center of culinary cool that's waiting to be discovered.
Parm, what are your final thoughts on Destination Abbotsford?
Well, it's a great place to visit, but it's also a great place to live. You know, with 2 border crossings, a university, a new hospital, an international airport. It's one of the fastest growing cities in Canada, and you know, with the airport and the proximity, you know, there's a lot of growth happening south of the Fraser, and Abbotsford's playing a key role in it.
I want to really thank our panel, of course, Greg, Heather, and Parm. Thanks for coming and talking about your fabulous city. And that's the show. And remember, as our Carpe president, Moses Neimer, always says, the best way to keep going is to keep going. So, Carpe Diem and seize your day.